So, Katie, I got a question today. Do you know how much money we spent on marketing for our cleaning business?
350.
And Katie, do you think spending $350,000 on marketing for our cleaning business was a good idea?
I do, indeed,
Why?
because that investment made us a lot more money.
Do you know how much more money it made us?
Darn. No, I don't.
Okay, so if you remember last week, Katie, we shared our average revenue per clean is $250, and our average client stays with us for 7 cleans.
Okay. So 250 times seven,
Okay,
1,700.
okay,
And that is the lifetime value of our clients.
exactly. Now, do you remember when I mentioned how many clients that we have served all time?
I think it was 5,000.
Exactly. So now, Katie, if you pull out your really expensive calculator and you type in 5,000 for our clients that we've served and 1,700 for our average lifetime value, what number do you get?
8.5 million. What?
Yeah. And so, where do you think those clients came from?
We're on the marketing call, so I'm going to guess marketing.
Exactly. And so, let me ask you this. Do you think spending $308.5 million is a good decision?
I'm going to say yeah, but I'm going to do a really quick math problem. It's 24 to 1. Wow. Yes, that's a great idea.
Cool. Speaking of great ideas, do you remember why we made the decision to actually start a cleaning business in the first place?
I do. We were in Vegas on a hotel floor. Inside the
And
Wynn, it was a nice hotel, but we were on the floor.
and why were we on the floor of this hotel room?
Yeah, we were disconnected from the world and we were dreaming
Of what?
freedom, financial freedom, time freedom, trying to define what freedom actually meant to us.
Yeah. And how did making this decision to start a cleaning business fit into our plan to get to freedom?
Yeah, that's a great question. The reason that we were in Vegas to begin with was we had paid $10,000 for a 5-day business retreat that one of our mentors was hosting. And during one of the workshops in those 5 days, he told us that we should launch a bunch of little businesses and hire somebody else to run them, but we would launch them.
Yeah. And so why did we specifically pick the cleaning business?
Yeah, the biggest reason we definitely leaned to the cleaning business was we were hosting. I was a host on Airbnb and I was managing our Airbnbs. And at the time, the cleaning business could also solve our personal problems that we had with turning over the Airbnbs.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw it as keeping you from having to go clean. That's how I saw it. Actually, that was one of the things I saw. But can I share with you what I also saw? And I think I've shared this with you before, but
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. So I also saw that the cleaning business was so simple and it also had a reoccurring business model on the back end of it. And then the last thing I saw an unfair advantage.
Okay. What was that unfair advantage?
Our marketing skills. I got to work directly with probably one of the greatest marketers on the planet right now in Alex. And I was like, I saw how to use those skills in this business.
I'll never forget you actually had the marketing funnel set up for this cleaning business that we hadn't even started yet, but you started the marketing funnel before we even left the airport in Vegas. It was wild.
Yeah. I saw it. I saw it. I'm like, we have an advantage. Let's do this thing.
Yeah. Last week, I think I told you this over one of our walks, but I want to share this with everyone here today. I actually believe one of your personal unfair advantages is how freaking quickly you take action. Your ability to pull the trigger before knowing what could happen or even the next step. You have zero clarity, but you still pull the trigger. It's actually terrifying to me.
Yeah. It's also terrifying to me too. I just logically know that moving towards the terrifying thing is what is actually required to grow. And I value growth more than I do fear. Speaking of fear and also scary things, I do understand that investing in marketing, it can be very scary, very terrifying.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. And I do understand that like $350,000, it's a lot of money, right?
I would also agree with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
But would you also agree that like I wish we could have spent more?
What do you mean?
Okay. So think about when we were in Vegas. Okay. Did you gamble at all?
I did. I think I put a dollar or two into a slot machine.
Okay. And so when you put that dollar into the slot machine, how many dollars came back out of that slot machine?
When you're only speaking about dollars, there was a cute girl that came by and asked me what I wanted to drink, but $0 came back out of the machine.
Yeah. So if you would have invested $350,000 in marketing and you got $0 out, that would have been pretty terrifying and scary.
Yeah, I agree, definitely agree with that.
Yeah. I think that's why most people are scared of marketing is because that's what they think of, right? But now, let's say that you put that same dollar into the slot machine, but this time it gave you $5 back. Or in the case of our business, it gave us $24 back. So now let me ask you another question. Now, with this new slot machine that you have that feels like it's a cheating slot machine, how much would you have put? Would you want to put less than a dollar in there, just a dollar in there, or more than $1 into this slot machine?
Definitely more than $1. All of my dollars, I think I would put in there.
And that's exactly why I want to spend more money on marketing. Because while we put in $350,000 and we got $8.5 million back, what if we would have put $700,000 in marketing? That'd be
Yeah,
like $17 million. Sounds a little better, eh?
24 to 1 is insane. 17 million back would have been wild. Also, are you Canadian now? What is happening?
Oh yeah, my little A.
Sounds like Jessica and Lucas are definitely rubbing off on you.
Yeah. That's what happens when I talk to him so much. They're probably the most people besides you that I talk to.
It's great. Today, I would love to give everyone here an opportunity for you to actually rub off on them and rank marketing decisions. I want
Yeah.
you to mark every rank. I want you to rank every marketing decision that will help someone build $1 million business that could pay them $200,000 a year without having to operate the day to day. That sound good?
Let's do it.
All right. We're going to start with free marketing strategies. So I want you to
Mm.
rank the best free $0 in the slot machine marketing strategies to get your first 10 home cleaning clients. The first free marketing strategy you're going to rank is door knocking.
Okay. D tier. Kitty, do you remember when we started our Mesa location? We actually did some door knocking.
Oh, it was awful. It was only March and it was like 100 degrees outside and it was sweating and nobody answered and it was awful.
Yeah. And we're like, let's go into the really nice neighborhoods. And the problem with going to really nice neighborhoods is that these lots are like really, really big. Yes, you go knock on a door, and then to get to the next house, it's a good jaunt to the next house. It's not like they're like not right next door. And yeah, the effort to result ratio is just bad. Trading hours of our life for a handful of awkward conversations with people who did not ask us to come to their home is very weird.
But I will say there are some determined people out there for door knocking because we ran into two, I think, pressure
Yeah.
washing companies, and that's how they got their clientele. And I was
Yeah.
like, you guys must have, it must have costed you a million steps to get a
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. And there's also that landscaping kid too. Remember him?
Oh, it was landscaping. No, that was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. Yeah. And so do you remember how many people we got signed up for door knocking?
Zero.
Yeah. And so that's why door knocking is D tier.
All right. Free marketing strategy number two, Nextdoor, the Nextdoor platform.
Yeah. C tier. Platform is small, which makes the pool of people you market to also very small. These prospects also tend to be very price sensitive. And even if you do get a handful of clients, you're going to have to replace them, which means that you can't just get 10 clients. You're going to need 20 clients because half of them are going to go away. So the problem is that cheap clients aren't great long-term clients.
Okay. That's fair. So sorry, everybody else. I totally forgot to realize that you guys probably don't even know the ranking system. So if you weren't with us last week, what the heck is the ranking system? For those of you that went to public education, A, B, C, D is the ranking system. D is failing. And then there's a top tier called S. So S tier is the very top tier. All right, back to free marketing strategies. Let's talk about Facebook groups. How do you rank Facebook groups in the free marketing strategies?
A tier. Yeah. So Facebook gave you guys a gift. He gave us a gift. Him, Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg, the one who created Facebook, gave us a gift and he built the perfect audience for us. We didn't have to build it. These Facebook groups, these communities, they already exist in every single market in North America. And so if these groups, if they allow you to post in there, make good offers. If the group doesn't allow you to post, you'll notice that people will ask about cleaning services. And then your job is to comment. And even if you want to, reach out to them and make it as easy as possible for them to sign up with you. Facebook groups are one of the best strategies to get free marketing strategies to get your first 10 clients.
Okay, we got an A. I like this. All right, last free marketing ranking, friends and family or referrals.
S tier. Superior, as Katie said earlier. Katie, like when we started Mesa, how did we start Mesa? How did we get our first 10 clients?
Yeah, we talked to everybody that we knew, which wasn't very many people that we knew.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So,
we asked them to also ask their acquaintances as well. And we got a handful.
yeah. And so this is exactly what we did to start. And the reason why we did this is because the trust was already there. We're not selling a complete stranger. They already know who we are. And now we're just solving a problem for someone who already believes in us. So now we just got to find a person who actually has a problem. And it's like, quite literally, I believe that this is where our first 10 clients came from. S tier, the best.
Love that. Found the winner. Free marketing strategies, friends and family members or referrals.
Yep.
Cool. All right, next question. We are going to rank the best paid marketing strategies to grow your business to $1 million run rate, which is $83,000 a month in revenue.
Okay.
Okay, so paid marketing strategies. First, Google PPC or pay per click.
D tier. Google PPC is going to have the highest cost per lead. It will literally be in the hundreds of dollars per lead. And the skill required to get those $100 per leads to actually figure out how to set up Google PPC and then be able to continue to run it is extremely high. Kitty, do you remember when I paid someone to help me learn PPC?
I do. You don't get frustrated very often, but
Oh
you
my
were
gosh.
like very frustrated that you couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I felt like an idiot. I literally did 8 sessions and I was like, yeah, this is, I guess, if I'm not smart to do this, that's fine. It just was a platform that I don't think that a home cleaning business can win on. Even if I would have been able to figure it out, like the cost per lead still was ridiculously high. So high lead cost, high skill, D tier in order to get to $83,000 a month.
Okay. Paid marketing strategy number two to grow your cleaning business to $82,000 a month, SEO or search engine optimization.
Yeah. I'm gonna break some hearts here. You guys, SEO is dying. In the age of AI, how we Google things is changing. How many of you guys now use ChatGPT instead of even Googling?
Word.
And so it's totally changing, right? And SEO is just something that we've never spent much money on. And we actually never spent any money in the cleaning business specifically. And the biggest reason is because every SEO agency that I've ever talked to, or someone who wanted to teach me how to do it, could never give me a measurement on how I could get a return on my investment into SEO.
So it's hard to measure whether or not it was working.
I want, I can get you to show up on page 2 of this specific search term. I was like, how does that help me? Tell me how you can tell me how you're gonna, if I give you this much money, you're gonna give me this much money back. And I could never get an answer from anybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next, paid marketing strategy to grow your cleaning business to $83,000 a month. Google LSA.
Yeah. So Google LSA, local service ads, much different than pay per click, S tier, right? The reason is because you pay per lead, not per click. And this single distinction is what makes it more efficient than any other paid strategy because you only spend money when someone actually contacts you. And the person who's contacting you, they have a very high intention to buy the service. They are ready to book. These are the warmest leads possible. And as long as we are able to answer our phone, like this strategy is a must have to grow $1 million cleaning business.
This is how you show up on page 1.
That's exactly right.
Love it. All right. Paid marketing strategies to grow your cleaning business to $83,000 a month. How about Facebook ads?
S tier, superior. Also the best. It's so Facebook ads is the only strategy on this list that actually gives you volume, targeting, and scalability all in one strategy. You control the budget, you control the audience, and you control the message entirely. And for the business owners who can crack Facebook ads, like it's not just hitting A3K, like they'll blow right past it. It's if you understand it like in this analogy, like it's quite like a revenue dial. If you can just turn Facebook ads up, your revenue will turn up. And when you combine Facebook ads with Google LSA, and you have both ends of the buyer spectrum, you have people who are like actively searching, and you have people who fit the profile of somebody who should be searching for cleaning. Like that combination is how you build $1 million home cleaning business.
Okay. So, best paid marketing strategies to build your cleaning company to $83,000 a month. The 2 S tiers are Google LSA and Facebook ads.
Exactly.
All right. We're going to rank the best ways to use Facebook and Instagram to get new clients. So, the first one is boosted posts. You click that little boost button when I post.
Yeah. D tier, right? And so when you are boosting a post, you're spending money to get more people to see something without having any control over who sees it or what they do when they see it. And so very similar to the SEO problem is that like you cannot measure your return. You're just spending money. And so there is no like the targeting on boosted posts is like very minimal. And so is the optimization. And so it's low skill to boost a post, but also low reward.
Okay. I like that. Okay, best ways. We are ranking the best ways to use Facebook and Instagram to get new clients. The next one I'd like you to rank is organic posts, reels, pictures, stories.
C tier. And so organic content, it can definitely help build trust and credibility. And so when someone sees your ad or goes to Google you and then they go check your social media and they check it out and you have a strong presence on Facebook or Instagram, it could potentially close the gap between somebody just like being curious about you versus someone actually having the confidence to reach out. The issue is that it's very time intensive to create great content, like ridiculous amounts of time and energy. And even if you happen to create this really great following on either Facebook or Instagram, the algorithm is actually the one who controls how much your post or your reel or your picture or story, how much it actually reaches your people.
Interesting. Didn't you actually get your Instagram account shut down?
Yeah, this was many years ago, but I did. I got one of my Instagram accounts shut down and I never got it back. I actually had to start over from scratch a couple years ago. My personal one, actually, in fact.
And all
Yeah.
those followers, bye bye.
Yeah. So
Bummer.
I give organic posting or organic posts a C tier for that reason.
Okay. All right. And the last one, last ranking for the best way to use Facebook and Instagram to get new leads. What about Facebook ads or meta ads?
Yeah. S tier. Definitely the best. Again, it gives you complete control over actually who sees your message, what they see, and what actions they do take next. There's no other tool on this platform that actually comes close to that level of precision. Targeting capabilities, so good. You can target specific people, specific zip codes, interest behaviors, age, demographics, sex, male or female. And so again, if as a business owner, if you're going to use Facebook and Instagram, like learning how to use Facebook ads will be the thing that will generate you the most clients with the least amount of time and effort, regardless of what season it is, regardless if people are referring or not. Yeah, that consistency is the key to building $1 million business.
Consistency. Love that.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks. The Facebook and Instagram sounds like we should definitely focus on Facebook ads
Yeah.
first. Cool. All right. Next, we're going to move on to ranking where our marketing budget should go first. So I want you to rank paying a marketing agency. Is this where our marketing budget should go first?
B tier. So, Kitty, I want you to imagine that you're a football coach.
It's definitely going to be a hard thing to coach because I don't quite understand the game, nor have I played a game of football in my entire life.
Yeah, exactly. And so now let's say that it's your job to go out and I want you to find a player for your football team. Okay. Now, this player or this athlete, let's call him an athlete, this athlete, they can run, they can jump, they're in great shape, but this athlete has never actually played the game of football before. They have never actually scored a touchdown in their life. What problems are you seeing?
As their coach, we got big problems because I've never played football. The athletes never played football. How are we going to win?
Yeah. And that's exactly what happens when a cleaning business owner without marketing skills tries to hire a marketing agency who doesn't actually understand the cleaning business. Neither of them actually know what winning looks like. And so that's why hiring a marketing agency is a D tier in where your marketing budget should go first.
That makes sense. All right. Next up, should I build a nice website with my marketing budget? The first place I should put my marketing dollars, should it be in a nice branded website?
I'm going to say C tier. And so in my first business with the gym, I spent $3,000 on building this really nice website, and I paid them an additional $350 a month just to run it, optimize it, do all the SEO type stuff, right? And Katie, you want to know how many leads I got from that website?
For $3,000?
And 350 bucks a month for I think I did that for 12 months. So an extra 3,500 or 4 grand.
I hope enough to pay for it.
Yeah, I got zero, which means I got zero leads and zero sales.
Nice.
And what I realized looking back on it, it was a mistake I had to make, but it was like building a big, beautiful store in the middle of the field with no road where people could get to the store.
The traffic.
And so today, I'd rather build a nice, cheap, free, you can build nice, cheap, free websites, especially if you're using something like Go High Level in minutes that's optimized to convert people. And instead of spending all this money on building a website, I'd just rather just spend money on traffic to get people to the website.
That's so good. Okay. So a website without traffic, no bueno.
C tier.
Okay. All right. When we are starting to allocate some marketing dollars, should we allocate it towards Facebook ads and Google LSA?
A tier, right? And so paid ads are definitely the fastest path from zero to predictable lead flow. And predictable lead flow is going to predict predictable sales, and predictable sales is going to predict predictable growth. And so the nice part about paid ads like Facebook ads and Google LSA is that every dollar you spend, it's traceable and every result is measurable. And so again, Facebook ads and Google LSA specifically, they cover both ends of the buyer spectrum. People actively searching and local people in your market scrolling. And so just these two platforms are proven platforms to be able to put money in your pocket every single month.
Which is definitely what I want.
Yeah.
A tier.
A tier.
Okay. And last one that we're going to rank is marketing budget. Where our marketing budget, our marketing dollars that we're going to spend should go first. What about acquiring marketing skills?
Yeah. This is S tier. This is superior. And so the reason that I was so excited for this business is because there's the skills. And so every other investment about marketing, especially all the ones that are on this list, it depends on this one right here. If you do not understand marketing, you cannot even evaluate if an agency is good or not. You can't even manage ads or know whether your marketing is working or not. And so marketing skills compound forever. Agencies quit, platforms change, but your skills stay with you and they apply to every business decision that you make moving forward. And so it's no mistake that the cleaning business owners who actually reach $1 million business, like they're the ones who understand marketing well enough to adapt to an ever-changing environment.
Okay. And when we're acquiring marketing skills, that's where our initial marketing budget dollars need to go. To acquire those skills, you would say use the A tiered ranking of Facebook ads and Google LSA to acquire those marketing skills.
Yeah, I think the first step of that is you actually need to learn the marketing skills themselves. And so, yes, like a way to learn it is by doing it, but then like how do you know which buttons to click? How do you know those things? That's where getting some coaching, getting a framework of like how to actually spend money, I think is the first step in that
Okay.
equation.
Cool.
Yeah. So learning. And it's like how I learned it from Alex as an example. And then he showed me the framework. And then the next step of it was actually me just using the framework. And so I think if someone's a cleaning business owner, learn marketing from somebody who understands marketing and then actually take those things that you learned and apply them to your business. And you do those things together, and that's how you can acquire marketing skills. That's where your marketing budget, that's where your marketing budget will, how to maximize your marketing budget is learn the skill marketing and invest it into paid marketing.
Okay, let's talk about marketing budgets. So, if we're going to allocate a budget to marketing and we know we're going to spend money on marketing, how do you determine your marketing budget?
That's a good question.
Should cleaning business owners spend as little money as possible?
D tier, right? And the reason why is because this decision, it treats marketing as a cost. Katie, going back to what we talked about earlier in this call, like, is marketing, when you spend $350,000, was that a cost to your business?
Absolutely not. It made 8.5 million.
And so the goal is not to minimize ad spend, it's to maximize return. And so the more zeros you can add intelligently to your marketing budget, the more zeros you can add to your bank account.
Oh, I do love zeros. on the end of the numbers in my bank account, not on the
Yeah.
beginning.
Good distinction.
All right. So don't spend as little money as possible. Got it. We're going to rank how I determine my marketing budget on this next one. What if I flip that and I spend as much money as possible?
C tier. Again, it's down to the distinction. So I once had a cleaning business owner who was part of our mentorship, and she got on a coaching call and she's, I know I probably should have done this, but I just doubled my ad spend. And what do you think that I thought about that decision, Katie?
You probably rubbed your face just like you are right now. But it was probably an emotional decision.
Yeah, exactly. And so spending more money on marketing just because you feel like it or you think it's a good idea, it's a recipe to end up with very little money very fast. So increasing ad spend, it only makes sense if your data is telling you that your marketing is actually working.
That makes sense. So we're going to allocate marketing budget. We know that as a business owner. So we're not going to spend as little money as possible and we're not going to spend as much money as possible. How would you rank the return on ad spend?
Yeah. So this is going to be the S tier. So return on ad spend, also referred to as ROAS, is what is going to determine our marketing budget. And for example, Katie, like last week in one of our locations, we spent $1,300 and it generated, I think, about $5,000 in new client revenue. Like, does that business have a, what should that business, could that business increase its ad spend?
It's positively producing an ROI.
Cool. And so ultimately, as long as the business is producing a positive ROI and the bigger the ROI it has, then it allows us to increase our ad spend. But if we're getting a 1-to-1 ratio, we spend $500 and it only generates $500 in new client revenue, what would you say then? Would you say could you double your ad spend at that point?
No.
Exactly. And that was the reason why I told the original client who I had this conversation with, I was like, that's silly because you're not able to actually sell more than what you now have increased your ad spend to. And so that's why spending too little and spending too much, those are both issues. And your marketing budget is dependent on actually what your return on your ad spend is. And so as your return on ad spend goes up, you earn the opportunity to spend more money
Love that.
because marketing should never be an expense. It should only make you money.
Okay. So know your numbers to know how much to spend in your marketing.
Exactly.
Okay. Next, we're going to rank the most important metric in paid marketing. We're going to talk about the numbers that we're going to measure. How
I like
about
how
the total?
I like how you put this together to make them like all like a sequence too, which is great.
It is a sequence. This is the system of marketing, all
Mhm.
in ranking format.
That's good. Okay.
Okay, the most important metric that we are going to measure to know whether our marketing is working and whether our budget can increase or decrease, would it be total amount spent?
I'm gonna say C tier. So amount spent, it it tells you how much money you spent. It just doesn't tell you if your marketing is actually working or not. So it's like having one value, but in order for us to know if it's working, we got to have a second value, which is how much did it make us? How much money did we actually return? Right? Which I think I spoiled it maybe a little bit, but amount
We'll
spent
see.
is C tier.
See.
Yeah. That
Okay.
metric
So we need
alone,
more information.
yeah. It's a number we need to know. It's just on its own. It's not the most important metric on its own, but it's C tier. It's important to know how much money you're spending for sure.
Okay. How about the metric cost per lead?
Yeah. So cost per lead is B tier. So cost per lead is useful to know how certain ads are performing and to know which ones are not. And but the lowest cost per lead doesn't necessarily mean that your marketing will put money in your pocket. Nor does it necessarily mean A high lead cost is bad. It's just on its own, it is only a B tier useful.
Okay. And then the most important marketing metric, what about return on ad spend?
A tier, right? So this is also referred to as ROAS, like we talked about earlier. And so this actually tells you how much money you invested in ads and, or how much money you spent on ads, and also how much you got back. And so we generally use this as a 7 day timeline because that's how often we do our data. And so, for example, in last week, in our Mesa location, we spent $2,700 and we booked $7,400 in new money. In Sacramento, we spent $1,300 and booked $5,600 in new money. And in Bozeman, we only spent $323 and booked $4,000. And yeah, return on ad spend is a great metric to pay attention to. However, the limitation with this metric, it only measures the first transaction. And the reason that I love this business is because of the recurring. And so this metric is just, it doesn't actually account for what clients do after their very first claim.
Okay. I'm learning things. This is so fun. The most important metric in paid marketing, let's rank the client lifetime value.
Yeah. So this is going to be S tier. This is by far the most important. So the lifetime value is the lens that makes every other marketing metric actually make sense. And so when we know, for example, that a client is worth $1,700 to us, it makes us more confident in our marketing decisions on how much money we actually can spend to acquire a new client. And because our business knows its lifetime value very, very well, like we confidently spend $350,000 in order to make more money because we understand that our clients are going to eventually pay us more. And if you don't know that, then it makes marketing seem very scary. So
That's fair.
knowing your client lifetime value, S tier. It's the superior marketing metric.
Okay, the most important marketing metric in paid marketing. You guys heard it. Lifetime value. Client lifetime
Mhm.
value, S tier. All right, let's rank the best ways to stand out from other cleaning companies in your market. Would you offer the lowest prices?
D tier. Competing on price is a race to zero, and not zeros on the back end of your account, but zeros on the front end of your bank account. And the cleaning business is with the lowest prices attracts the most demanding clients. And it also creates a problem with paying great employees and it creates a problem with you having little money to invest back into more marketing. And so, yeah, the clients that you attract with low prices are also the ones who leave the moment someone else comes along who's even cheaper. You never build loyalty. And so you just have this constant revolving door of clients. So the best way to stand out from every other cleaning business in your market, if you're trying to be the cheapest in your market, D tier.
Got it. It's not be the cheapest. How about if I want to stand out from every other cleaning company in my market, what about premium branding? My logo, my website, my team in uniforms, vehicles are wrapped.
Oh, actually, we'll say B tier on this. So I actually do think like a strong brand, it can build credibility. It makes you look like a real business. It helps you feel more confident. It makes you feel more confident to actually charge higher prices as well, which I also like that piece of it. I think the mistake is just confusing that like looking good is actually what clients want. And like the wrapped cards, nice logos, like they just are not the things that show up and clean consistently. And as long as you understand that the real product is you saying you're actually following through on what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it, like that is the most valuable thing you can do. And if the premium branding reminds you of like you guys have higher standards, all for it. But the highest standard thing is actually just say what you're going to do when you're going to do it. And not only you do it, but your team does it and also hold your clients to that same expectation as well.
Love that. All right, best way to stand out from other cleaning companies in your market. Please rank reviews and social proof.
Yeah, A tier. So reviews are probably the closest thing you can get a stranger to act like a referral. A prospect who has never met you, they will trust 500 five-star reviews more than anything that you say about yourself on a phone call. And so I can tell you guys this, a couple weeks ago, we actually got all of our listings shut down. We lost 1,800 Google reviews literally overnight. And since that time, we've actually have only got one of our listings back. So we got 850 of those reviews back. And the other locations, they still have zero reviews, zero credibility. And I can tell you this, like we definitely don't get as many phone calls or as many reach outs when we don't have a listing. We don't have all the reviews. So it definitely makes a difference.
Makes a difference.
Yeah.
Okay. And last ranking for how to stand out in the market amongst other cleaning companies. What about consistency and reliability?
Yeah. S tier, right? This is superior. Consistency is the only thing that a cleaning business can promise that actually differentiates them from everybody else. Every competitor might claim that they clean well, but almost none of them can prove it, right? Reliability is what turns a one-time cleaning into a 2-year recurring client. And when you show up and you do what you say you're going to do every single week, that is what becomes your brand. That's what people remember you as. And so word of mouth referrals, five-star reviews are all downstream of you just being consistent.
Okay, S tier, consistency and reliability. Keep your word.
Yeah.
Most superior. All right, best way to rank, or I want you to rank the best way to actually get more 5-star reviews, Google reviews in particular. How would you rank a leave behind?
Yeah. So B tier. So a leave behind is a little card that we leave that has a QR code on it, and it basically makes an ask for the client to leave us a Google review after they're clean. It's a nice professional touch, and it's easy for the cleaner to just set it on the table and give a client an opportunity to write a review. Now, if the cleaner just leaves it and doesn't actually talk to the person, it definitely doesn't make the leave behind as valuable. It definitely works best as a supporting piece. However, a leave behind on its own, is B tier.
Okay, B tier, leave behind. How would you rank to get more 5-star Google reviews? How would you rank a text follow up after the job is completed?
Yeah. I see this very similarly as leave behind. So I'll say B tier as well. If you send like an automated text, like within an hour or even an email, I would classify that same thing. An hour after the clean, it definitely catches the client at their peak state of happiness. Their problem just got solved. They're like they can still smell the citrusy flooring or whatever product that everyone uses. And so it just makes them in a mood to potentially leave a 5-star review. It definitely scales very, very easily. The combination of a perfect timing and an easy link to click, yeah, definitely will get you some more reviews. And again, as a standalone strategy, if you just do this, it's B tier.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How about when you want more 5-star Google reviews? How would you rank asking in person right after the clean?
Yeah, A tier. This is the best timing right after the problem has been solved. You're right there in person. The client just walked to the home. They see you there. And if you ask them and they give you a verbal confirmation, the probability of them doing it is very high. And if the clients are older, which in case a lot of times they are, if you actually just walk the client through it on their phone and show them how to do it, you get brownie points for that.
I love that. Help them out.
Yeah.
And last one, how would you, if you want more 5-star Google reviews, how would you rank offering an incentive for leaving a review?
A tier. I used to call this S tier, but recently Google has tightened its rules on incentivizing. And so it's not technically compliant to bribe the client with discounts or yeah, or actually write the review for them. And so Google has even gone as far as after someone leaves a review, they will then be prompted if they will be asked, did you get incentivized to leave this review? So but I still say it's A tier because instead of incentivizing the client, we actually still incentivize the cleaner to get the review. And they're the ones who have to ask, they're the ones who are using the leave behind. And so because they're still incentivized, it still works. And so the incentive just has to go into the right place to be compliant, which is with the cleaner, not with the client.
I love this morning at our location that actually has the Google listing live. The cleaners asked for new leave behinds. They said the ask, ironically enough, without the actual leave behind, felt they were like, it's almost like you don't wear your pants to work. They're like, we need the leave behind because it's like our security in asking. It was awesome. It was so fun.
Yeah. And I will say this, using all four of these together, using leave behinds, text follow-up, asking person after clean, and the incentive, all those together is S tier. And that's exactly our 5-star review system that we have inside our mentorship. And if you guys are not using that, if you guys are in the mentorship, like when you use all of them together, so it's like able to get a lot of reviews. So
Good. All right. We got a few more questions. Can you speed up these answers so we can make sure we respect everybody's time? We're
let's
going to
do it.
rank the best way to find high value clients. What
Okay.
if we avoid one time cleans entirely?
I'm gonna say C tier. Okay, do you remember the first clients who I ever started coaching?
Absolutely. Jessica and Lucas.
Yeah. And Jessica and Lucas are amazing clients, but do you know why they're amazing?
They're from Canada. Eh? Oh,
Okay.
why?
Because Jessica and Lucas are very coachable, right? And one of the only issues with being coachable is that if you get bad coaching advice, that could actually hurt you more than it could help you. And when I actually started working with Jessica and Lucas, their previous coach had told them to never do one time cleans. And so I gave them new advice. I said, say yes to new money. And guess what happened?
They probably got more money.
Yeah. And so they went from $13,000 a month to $100,000 a month in 2 years. And now the reason I told them to say yes to one-time cleans is because one-time cleans are the most powerful pipeline to convert into recurring clients. Not everyone is committed to recurring on day one. But if you're able to deliver a 5-star experience and you can actually utilize follow-ups or internal marketing messages, this is where you'll realize that one-time clients, they are very high value clients and they'll turn into more than just one-time cleans. So while most people avoid one-time clients, I would not recommend avoiding them. So to find high value clients, I would not avoid one-time cleans.
Okay. To find high value clients, please rank targeting wealthy neighborhoods.
Yeah. C tier. The reason why people want to target with neighborhoods is because those people have money, or so they think, right? But having money, it's not important when you realize that the average revenue per claim is $250. Money is not the reason why people buy or don't buy. Okay, what is the reason why people buy or don't buy?
Value.
Exactly. And so instead of targeting wealthy neighborhoods, start targeting people who actually have, who really value a cleaning service. Okay, people with disabilities, people who are elderly, people with animals, people who are really busy. That's who you target, the people with the highest problems, not with the highest income.
Love that. All right. High value clients. What about just producing more leads?
Yeah. The best way to find new clients is more leads, S tier, all the way. Again, high value clients are not found by narrowing your targeting, they're found by increasing your total volume. More leads you generate, more opportunities you have to find the clients who actually have the biggest problems. Like some of our best clients, they come from the fact that we just some of our best clients are our small office claims, and we never market specifically for office claims. They just are the ones who see our marketing, or they are clients of our residential clients, and they're also like, hey, I also have this other problem. And so you're only going to be able to get your best clients through volume. So more.
Okay. More volume is how you get more high value clients.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, last question. Are you ready for it?
Duh.
How do you rank the best way to learn the skill of marketing? I'm going to start with YouTube videos.
Yeah. Yeah. So the best way to learn the skill of marketing, YouTube videos, C. YouTube is one of the best free resources available for learning the fundamentals of anything, including marketing. The quality of the free content today, it's like mind blowing how much better it is than when I started business back in 2014 or 2013. The problem is like there's just no filter, there's no sequence, there's no accountability. You're learning from 100 different voices in different seasons, different sequences of where your business is at. And so it's great for trying to get context and trying to solve some of this curiosity. It's just not reliable as a primary learning system when you're actually going to eventually put real money on the line.
Okay. How about let's rank the best way to learn the skill of marketing through buying a course.
B tier. A course gives you a structured path, which is meaningful, and at least someone has organized the information in at least a logical sequence from their point of view. It might not just be logical from your point of view. And that's the issue with a course is that there is no support, there's no accountability. It does show that you have some commitment, which is great, but the gap really is the accountability, the support, and the ability to fill in the gaps of the things that you don't understand.
Okay. And how would you rank paying for ads when we talk about learning the skill of marketing?
Yeah. A tier for sure. And so running your own ads with your own money, it creates a level of attention and an urgency that no course or YouTube video can ever teach you. It also like it also allows you to make mistakes. And there's magic in mistakes, and that's where you actually learn. But the risk is that learning it can be very expensive.
That's a risk for sure.
And
All
again,
right. And
in this term, it's like risk is expensive because you put money in and you actually don't make any money out. So that's when marketing can be expensive.
okay. And how about paying for coaching? How would you rank paying for coaching when we are trying to acquire the skill of marketing?
Yeah, it's definitely S tier. Superior because the fastest way you're going to learn any skill is to find someone who's already made the mistakes and pay them to really skip the expensive ones. You'll still make mistakes, don't get me wrong. You'll just be able to make less costly mistakes. And so the cleaning business owners who scale the fastest, they're not lucky. They're not naturally good at anything, including marketing. They are just the ones who found the right coach at the right time and had the courage to execute on the advice, even when it wasn't quite clear to them. So
Makes sense.
coaching,
Logan,
chair for sure.
S tier. S tier. Logan, thank you so much for sharing your brain with us today.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's time to take it back from everybody here and now go fill it back up so I have more things to share again next week.
Awesome. I have one last question for you. What advice would you like to give someone right now who wants to grow $1 million cleaning business that profits $200,000 a year without operating the day to day?
Good question. I'll start this advice because I think it's important to know that it won't happen on accident. You're not accidentally going to build a business. You're not going to magically figure it out on your own. And so, with that being said, the second piece of advice is go find an actual system, go get some accountability, and go find some commitment and make sure you have proper expectations.
Okay, what do you mean by proper expectations?
So, Kitty, do you think making $200,000 a year without operating a business, do you think that is normal?
Normal? No.
Yeah. Yeah. And it takes some time, Kitty. And do you know why it takes so long?
Yeah, looking back, it's simple in hindsight, but what I've realized is that we didn't have the skills, nor did we have the clarity to continue to move forward or the belief because we didn't have the skills that we could actually do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we didn't have the experience, right? And how can somebody who also doesn't have the skills, the clarity of belief, or the experience, how can they start to move towards the belief that they can actually grow in our business if they've never done it before?
I would say the 30-day install challenge for sure.
Yeah, that's like the reason why we created this program is to give people it's no risk. It really is. It's no risk opportunity for people to understand the systems and what it takes to actually grow $1 million business, right? Yeah. If you guys are interested, James, just drop the link. It shows you what you get, what we do for you, what we expect from you, the pricing, right? And yeah, it's just if you want to grow $1 million business, like our home cleaning business, this is. the path. And Katie, do you know the single biggest reason between the 93% of businesses that never reach $1 million and the 7% that do?
No, what is it?
That 93% focus on information. And they just play this analysis paralysis in their head all day long. What if? What if? I got to have the perfect answer. I got to do this. Got to do this. Got to do this. Got to do this. And the 7%, they focus on implementation. They just go. They just act without knowing the answers. It takes a little courage to do that. And so the difference is knowing the right thing to do versus actually just doing the right thing. The 93%, they know what to do. They just don't have the courage to do the right thing. And so for anybody who's on here who's not inside the mentorship, you know the right thing to do. Do you just have the courage to do it? And so if you have the courage to commit to growing a $1 million business that profits $200,000 a year without you being the one who has to operate the thing day to day, click the link, check out the 30-day install challenge, and then you get to hang out with actual cleaning business owners who are on this call right now, who are actually, all these guys are doing it, and a lot of people are on their path to doing it. And that environment is so magical, so magical. And so super appreciate you guys who are in the community, who are on this path, who are on this journey. Katie, thank you for believing in me even when there was no evidence. I appreciate you for having the courage to believe in me when it was hard for me to even believe in myself. So
Appreciate you.
have money, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And yeah, for all you guys who are inside the mentorship, we'll see you guys tomorrow. I have a cool thing releasing tomorrow inside the mentorship. $1,000 in one message. It's a little fast cash play that I'll be sharing with everybody tomorrow. And yeah, super excited to share it with you guys. So happy Monday. See you guys all tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.